Hey everyone, it's Alan Schimmel, DevOps.com, DevOps TV, and we're here at DOES 2017 San Francisco, live in our broadcast center, joined by Joe Goldberg, BMC. Joe, welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here.
In case anyone is watching from our previous DevOps Enterprise Summit interviews, Jobs as Code is in a different color now. I think the last time,
really?
I don't know if
Okay.
it was orange last time. It might have
I
been blue
I don't
or
remember.
white.
Orange is one of the BMC colors, but
okay.
we have a few, so it might have been different.
Absolutely. So, Joe, first of all, BMC is I don't know the color, gold, platinum, big
Platinum.
sponsor.
It's a platinum sponsor here.
Yes,
we are.
And DOES is your crowd?
Well, some of it certainly, yes. So
what part of it?
Anyone who is interested in helping an organization move towards accelerate, improve their DevOps processes for business applications end to end, which, is a good portion of the crowd here.
Yeah, I would think that pretty much sums it up, Joe.
Yeah.
So let's do some explaining to our folks out here. Jobs as Code, right? I remember the first time I saw Jobs as Code, and I was like, Jobs as Code, what does he mean?
Yeah. The funniest one I ever heard was somebody came up to me and said, "Oh, this was recent after Steve Jobs had passed away."
Oh, God.
He said, "Oh, what are you bringing Jobs back?
Yes.
Jobs as Code."
We've encoded his brain and did a movie like that.
That would have been great. No. So
could he have designed a better phone is the question, but whatever.
That's a long conversation.
Yes. But seriously, when we talk about Jobs as Code, a couple of things that I think come to mind that people need to be aware of. Number one, I think it speaks primarily to the idea that in ops, if you're going to be successful in ops today, you need to be able to script, schedule, get your jobs done, right? And I don't know how much time ops people really spend thinking about what their jobs are. And I don't mean their job as I'm an ops engineer, that's my job. I mean the tasks that they do, that they have to compile or do compile is a bad word. The tasks that they have to complete every day, right? And so the idea of taking these tasks, scheduling them, automating them,
automation, absolutely,
is the key piece of the job. So when we talk about the as code, right? So the jobs refer to these tasks that we're talking about, and the as code refers to the automation of them. Fair?
Well, yeah.
No, I'm not.
Sure, no. It is. Term. It is. The problem is the word automation is used so broadly in so many ways. So, very simply, the jobs, you're correct. The jobs we're referring to is the automation, let's say the automation rules or the automation definitions that run business applications. The as code part means that we're applying a DevOps oriented or a CI/CD or that kind of approach to building, testing, deploying those jobs or those automation rules. So I think the best way that we've found to describe this to people who maybe are not familiar with this is if you look at what makes up an application in production, the thing that's actually running. Again, very traditional applications like payroll or customer billing or invoicing or supply chain management, the stuff that kind of runs companies, the mission critical stuff that they have to get done to service customers, to run their business, those things require automation. Everyone, I think, kind of understands that. But traditionally, the way that automation was built was in a completely sort of disconnected manner from the way the applications were developed. And so our position is just very simple. It's that the automation is part of the application. Whatever you're thinking about how you're going to build the application, think exactly the same way about building the automation.
Got it. Let me throw a term at you and tell me how do you think this fits into this thing? And I don't think it does fit into it, but people talk about this no ops. and so, look, there are some of us who say that's nonsense, but people talk about it.
Sure. From my perspective, the no ops discussion is who is doing ops, not that there is no ops. So whether you say you build it, you run it, or whether you say no ops, I think you're really saying kind of the same thing. Obviously, applications have to run. Problems will occur. Somebody is going to have to fix them. So whether that's a person called an ops analyst or an ops person, or that's a developer that was part of the development team,
it's still someone doing that role.
Right. So we're not part of that discussion. We don't really care. Somebody's going to have to do it. And if you're taking
Just
a DevOps,
don't call them late for dinner.
Exactly. So
I'm reminded. So I was an old political science major in college. Believe it or not, I went to law school.
Journalism or something. Oh, law.
No, I went to law.
But, right. That's right.
And my teacher used to talk to us when we were learning about Marxism. Pure Marxism, not Russian communism, Leninism. But what he used to say is that in communism, they threw out the government per se, but replaced it with these committees, right? And the committee was the government. It was in through the back door. The basic functions of what it did still had to be done.
Sure.
So they didn't call it a government. They called it a committee. But the committee did the government's job. And it's the same thing in no ops.
I agree.
You don't want to say you're ops, fine, but someone's got to do this.
Yeah, and there's a lot of this kind of discussion about no ops and SREs and people like that. Ultimately, I think everybody understands that function has to be provided somehow. And even if you undertake continuous improvement and you're building your automation better and better, again, there's got to be somebody to take care of it.
Though the issues, they don't go away because we're not calling it no ops, or we're calling.
And from our perspective, if we could ever achieve real no ops, that's actually even better, because what we're saying is you need automation to run stuff. You need to build that automation the same way you build the rest of the application. Build it up front and have it proceed through your delivery pipeline.
I'll tell you the same thing the teacher told me with the commune. It's great in a world of atheistic saints. It's great in a world where stuff doesn't happen, Joe, where the unexpected is the expected. I don't want to say it on TV, but stuff happens.
That's right.
Right?
Absolutely.
Stuff happens, and when stuff happens, someone's got to do something.
And it's when something happens that you really need an automation platform that is collecting the information, that makes it readily available, that lets you manage across a diverse technology stack and the complexity in an organization and multi-cloud and things of that sort, which is all the stuff that we do. So
absolutely, I think it's naive, in all honesty. Wishful thinking.
Oh.
But anyway, I thought it would make for a good discussion.
It's a noble effort.
Yep, as they say in Las Vegas, a fine beginning. But anyway, we're out of time on this one. Joe Goldberg, BMC, Jobs as Code. Where can they find out more?
bmc.com/jobs as code.
It's a good one. All right, this is Alan Schimmel for DevOps.com here at DevOps Enterprise Summit. Thank you all. Have a great day.